Good morning. Welcome to this week's episode of the County Seat. I'm your host, Chad Booth. We're bringing you our show today from the bandstand at the historic Utah State Fair Park. Reason? Because of our topic today, county fairs. The county fair season is in full swing starting right now. Have you ever been to a county fair? Do you have any idea what it takes to put one together? What will you and your family learn by going to one? Those are all questions we're going to answer in our show today. We are going to start by a look at Utah's big fair, the state fair, and the county fairs, and how they came to be.
The sounds, smells, and experience of the fair. It's distinct and memorable, instantly calling memories to mind of Saturdays with friends and family, livestock, and the local flavors of harvest season. The fair tradition in Utah is long and storied, beginning in 1856 when the community got together and decided they wanted to have a competition to see who had the best of everything.
There was awards for things such as the best cow, the best shepherd dog, and the best celery exhibit, which coincidentally enough was won by Brigham Young.
159 years later, what started as a competition among neighbors has become the biggest event of the year, bringing whole counties together as one to celebrate and share in one another's accomplishments of the past year. August is county fair season, with a fair or two taking place across the state nearly every weekend, leading up to the state fair in September.
It's a time when a local guy can take a turn and show off. It's a hoot. It's harvest time. It's a place to show off what you've accomplished during the past year, whether it be your best baked pie or your hand-stitched quilt or your lamb or hog that you've been raising, the kids have been raising all summer, or even the talent. You know, we have a lot of entertainment at the fair. It's a place to show off.
It's a family tradition to go to the fair. We have family reunions that come to the fair, and that's part of their family reunion. It's just been fun to watch that grow and become a stable part of the community.
In our beginnings, people used to come to the fair to see what was new. Now, I believe people come to the fair for a relaxing, good time.
That spirit of competition doesn't end with the participants of the fair. Each year, event organizers try to offer something new for fairgoers.
The county fair, in a way, tries to be a little of something to everyone, but we've really focused on family activity and affordable family fun time.
You know, the state fair, as every fair, has to take into consideration what's popular at the time. We've seen a change in the types of entertainment that we bring now. There is a lot of wild animal traveling exhibits. Those shows are very, very popular, and of course they didn't have those back in our beginnings.
Even though we try to concentrate on those traditional things like the agriculture aspect of the fair, people need more. The rodeo's entertainment, and it's a big hit, you know. The talent is entertainment, so people like a challenge. They like to have fun contests, or like the monster truck sideshow that I was telling you about.
People attend the county and state fairs for a lot of different reasons. One thing is for certain. Once you're in, you'll be hooked.
Can you tell? Yes, it's my most favorite. Once you're in the fair, you kind of catch that wildfire and it just lights me up. Anytime it's fair time, I'm in.
For the County Seat, I'm Derek Dowsett.
Well, for those of you who've never been to a county fair, you've probably got a good idea of what the fair system looks like in the state of Utah, and it is pretty fair. When we come back, we will start a conversation about what kind of work it takes to put a fair together and what are some of the surprises along the way. We'll be back with the County Seat in just a minute.
There is a place where the desert comes alive, where rain breaks forth from solid stone and gardens spring from blistered rock. There is a place with enough color to make a rainbow jealous, where boulders are bigger than buildings and cliffs are higher than clouds. There is a place that will straighten your step, tighten your grip, widen your eyes, and open your jaw. there is a place.
I'm a Utah's own dairy producer. I care about the health of my animals, and I care about the quality of food we produce.
Because when it comes to providing quality dairy products,
I understand the importance of Utah grown and raised.
And the jobs we enjoy are vital, because Utah's Own supports our communities.
As a consumer, I look for Utah's Own products, because Utah's Own is good for me, and it's good for Utah.
Keeping it here at home, Utah's Own.
The weekends just never feel like they're long enough. By the time you get to a destination, you're worn out, and you may need a vacation to recover from your last vacation. The solution is closer than you think, and that's just what you need. You can find the desert at Little Sahara, the cool refreshment of Yuba Lake, escape to the green of the forest on the Nebo Loop. Join us August 3rd through the 8th for the Juab County Fair, and the Demolition Derby will be August 8th. Make your escape to Juab County. It'll change your family forever.
Kanab, base camp for your southern Utah adventures. You belong in Kanab.
Welcome back to the county seat. We are talking about county fairs today on our topic. And again, we're bringing you the show from the bandstand, the historic bandstand at the Utah State Fair Park. And in all deference to John Philip Sousa, let's get on with a conversation about county fairs. Joining us for the conversation, Paula Martin, who is the fair director for Sevier County, Judy Duncombe, who is the Utah State Fair Director, and Brooks Burr, who is the Davis County Fair Coordinator. So thank you all for joining us. What happens behind the scenes of putting one of these together? I imagine that, Paula, your stories are very different than Brooks, but let's talk about what it takes to put a county fair together for a minute.
Well, our county fair is quite a bit smaller than Davis County, so I'm kind of a one-man band as far as preparing for our county fair. But there are the 4-H and the seniors and those other internal employees who help with the fair, but as far as planning the overall fair, advertising and all that, it all comes from me until 2 weeks before the fair, and then we have a lot of volunteers who show up.
Now let's talk about some of the components of the fair and maybe compare them. What goes into the Davis County Fair? What things do you have to get accomplished to pull off a successful fair?
Every year it's going to be a big effort to see what kind of entertainment we're going to bring in. That starts pretty much as soon as our fair ends. We start looking for some of our bigger budgeted entertainment, whether it be a large animal act or a big entertainer that might be a little more recognizable. So we kind of go after those people first and kind of fill in with more of the smaller entertainers, those who come to our stage or perform an hour at a time, those kind of things. So it kind of filters down that way. So a big effort is entertainment. Another big effort is working with our fair board, all volunteers coming to who are involved in the 4-H program with the animal exhibits and contests and competitions. So we work and arrange efforts with them and meet with them pretty often, especially as the fair gets closer. I spend a lot of time networking in the community, working with sponsors to come in and support and be involved with the fair as well. Advertising is a big thing for us. In the months coming up to the fair, we try to invest and be involved with all different approaches to advertising and getting it out to the community. Davis County being a little more urban and a suburb area of Salt Lake City, we get a lot of traditional fair goers that have come year after year, and because the population is pretty substantial there, we get a pretty good turnout. We get about 45 to 50,000 people come through our fair every year throughout those 4 days.
So is yours a year-round position, Paula?
Yes. I'm the Sevier County Events Coordinator, so I'm over not just the fair, but a few other events in the counties.
What to you is the toughest part of pulling the fair together? Is it the entertainment? Is it making sure you got enough animals show up to do the competitions? Or
some years we've waited up to 4 or 5 years for a certain animal show. This year we have elephants coming, and I booked them about 2 years ago, thanks to Davis County. But some of the other challenges are, there's a lot of them.
Well, I would imagine, though, that, I mean, you know, it's like you got pies and jams and jellies, and you got the goods that you traditionally would look at a county fair. I would imagine that's tough to, you know, gather those forces together to get something to put on display, or do people just come out of the woodwork for that?
Well, putting all those things together is the fun part, you know, coming up with contests and getting your entertainment, and, you know, you get to select it and arrange for all that. Yes, making sure that you have enough folks there to manage that contest, or, you know, put on the rodeo or the junior livestock show. They have their own group of people who just manage that whole thing. The senior citizens.
I was going to say, organizing the displays is one of our biggest challenges, because until they show up here with their items, we don't know what we're going to get. We've actually got a gentleman that called ahead this year, and he's got a 22-foot by 12-foot replica of a sheep wagon, 1900s authentic sheep wagon, and usually they will just show up on the day of entry, and we've got to find a place for something that large. It can get kind of interesting, because we don't know what people are going to bring us until they show up with it.
So what about the reverse happening? And okay, in my mind, I have
Don't even go that way, Chad.
I have the state fair, and I'm looking at like the sheep barn. Have you ever come up with a year where you've only got it half filled with sheep and you're wondering where to get the other half of them from?
Absolutely. As it becomes more expensive, especially for the livestock folks, it becomes a bit of a challenge to make it meaningful for them to come out. It used to be that you brought your animals to the fair because there was going to be buyers there. People that coming through the barns might be interested in buying some of your livestock. That's not so much the case anymore. Now it becomes more of a showcase for them to then they can publicize that they won the state fair or they won. But yeah, definitely one of the concerns that we have is the dwindling number of livestock people out there that are going around showing, because it's a lot of work and a lot of money.
So, like, do you guys have bunnies on display at the county fairs and piggies and things like that?
Sure.
Stuff that all, you know, my little kids when they were young always wanted to go out and see?
Yeah, we do. We do. Yeah, we have designated areas. We still have our bunny barn and our hen house, and the junior livestock barn, where I think it's part of the fair experience to come. Maybe you came to see an entertainer, but I think you're missing out on the fair experience to not go and see the cute bunnies at the bunny barn, or the hens, or the goats that are being shown. So I think you're missing out on that key element.
Here's a question, and this goes back to the counties, because the counties are very different. All right, do you think, between the two of you, you can each have an opinion on this, do you think that the Davis County animal display at the Davis County Fair is a little fluffier than what you might see down in Sevier County, because they're closer to some serious livestock down there?
I'd have to come down and see your fair and see what it's
there you go.
what you got there.
Your participation by one.
We have an advantage because we have the Southern Utah Junior Livestock Show, which incorporates 4 counties. And we'll see over 200 kids with their hogs and their lambs and their steers, and you know, we have a really good showing of animals during our fair.
Do you think kids that live in rural areas or raise animals are as proud and invested in doing this through 4-H and things as they were, like, say, 50 years ago?
Yes.
Yeah, very evident. Our numbers stay strong. We have just as many kids showing now as we did, 10 years ago. The numbers are not dropping off, and some of them are showing multiple species.
So let me ask you this question, Judy. From the state standpoint, these guys say it's pretty much for Brooks, it's a year-round thing. For Paula, it's maybe 6 months, or parts of it are year-round. Is the same timetable the situation for the state fair, or are you working 2 years out in some cases?
Yeah, absolutely. We work 2 and 3 years out to get some of the exhibits that we really want to get. They're popular. They're at other state fairs or other fairs around the country. So yeah, for us it's a year-round effort. We go from a staff of 10 to 12 people year-round to a staff of 350 to 400 at fair time. But those 10 or 12 of us that are here year-round are working constantly on bringing in entertainment, exhibits, all kinds of things to enhance the fair experience.
When you say 6 months, it never ends. You start working on the fair the day the fair is over. You take notes and you start working for the next year. It's a year-round job.
This is actually a good place for us to take a break. We'll come back and talk a little bit more about the county fair, find out what you're missing if you haven't been to one of Utah's 29 county fairs. We'll be back with the county seat in just a minute.
Davis County is the amusement capital of Utah, where people of all ages can enjoy fun rides and family attractions all year long. Experience over 50 thrilling rides at Lagoon, bowling or miniature golf at Boondocks, cool off with the family at Cherry Hill, or get out of the house and over to the Rush Funplex. There's no end to the fun you can have in Davis County. Come to eat, stay, and play. Plan your next visit by going to playindavis.com and discover the fun for yourself.
What would you do with an extra day in Utah Valley? Explore the Wasatch Mountains? Snap a family photo at Bridal Veil Falls. Cool off on Utah Lake or the Provo River. No matter what you're searching for, you can find it in Utah Valley. Bring everyone together.
Bring the family to Lake Town, Utah, August 21st through the 23rd, and step back into the 1800s for an authentic Mountain Man rendezvous featuring pre-1840 Mountain Man traders, Native American dancers, craftsman demonstrations, black powder shooting, and more. Join us at the actual site where mountain men gathered over 175 years ago to trade for supplies and prove their abilities through competition. The Bear Lake Rendezvous. Find out more at bearlakerendezvous.com.
Welcome back to the county seat. We are talking about county fairs, and obviously we've included the state fair in this. I would like to just take a little bit more to talk about where they came from. You know, historically, the evidence that, say, started the Sevier County Fair. How old is it?
Our first fair was in 1907, and it came about, there was a gentleman out of the little tiny town of Austin. His name was J.H. Foreman. He had some prized hogs, and he wanted to show them off. And so he got a bunch of his other buddies who had prize hogs, and they took him to the Richfield City Park, and they started a fair.
That's how it happened. What about Davis County? Did you know your history there at all? Or?
Somewhat. I know we go back as far as 1929. The fair's been kind of had a hiatus at some point, but ever since, I believe, the mid-90s, it's been strong and a really prized community event, so since then. I
would imagine that the county fair in Richfield doesn't really look too much different than it might have 60, 70 years ago, but the county fair in Davis County probably looks significantly different just because of how the counties evolved. I mean, I remember as a kid, Davis County was really more of a rural county than an urban county, and now that's not the case. So, you know, in your tenure, what's changed about it?
I've been with the fair just for about a year and a half, and but you can see even now the growth in Davis County is just skyrocketing. Even around our fair park has changed within the last couple of years. Growing to be a little more commercial, being so close to Salt Lake, it's kind of urbanizing, suburbanizing, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. So it has changed from if you're looking 50 years ago to now, a huge change in the population growth and the attendance in the fair and the expansion of the fairgrounds is different. So a lot bigger, a lot more attendance over the years because of population growth.
So I believe the first county fair, as this program airs, has already taken place across the state. We've got 29 counties. They all have county fairs. You've got 52 weeks in a year, but you really only have a small window to run county fairs. Do you guys talk to each other about setting these up, or does everybody have it on the same week?
Yeah, I think we try to network. We see each other at a lot of different conventions throughout the off season, I guess you could say, and so we know each other's faces and names and email. I know that I get correspondence between other fair directors about entertainment, and maybe we want to correspond if we're far enough apart with different entertainers that might be coming through, that we can maybe get a better rate on them because they can make more stops in the state or something like that. So I know I've had those kind of relationships.
Do you feel that there would be a, does the state ever try and help the counties as far as like keep a master calendar or anything? Have you considered that?
Well, we do. We're all members of the Utah Association of Fairs and Events, and so that organization does kind of represent all of those county fairs and other city festivals and events that are going on. We do try to work so that if somebody says, hey, I'm looking for a carnival, and we can recommend, well, if you move your event 1 week, you could maybe tap into the carnival that is going to Sevier County that week. So we do. It's a good coordination effort when they do work together. Like Brooks said, they can save some money on getting acts or entertainers or something to come through their area.
The dates that have been chosen were set up years ago, and we just kind of left them that way. Our fair real highly depends on that week of the fair because of the animals, because of the Junior Livestock Show, when the babies are born in the spring, and then how big they'll be, you know, in the fall harvest time.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. We're going to take a break. I want you guys to all think about the one story that everybody's going to want to hear. The disaster, the best kept secret, something about the fairs, and we'll tap into that source when we come back. You're watching The County Seat here on ABC4. We'll be back after this quick commercial break.
If you're looking for the center of the universe, well, good luck. But if you're looking for the center of the off-road universe, look no further than Paiute County. Hundreds of miles of trails turn your day of riding into a week, maybe a month. Heck, a lifetime wouldn't be enough. And this coming August is the perfect opportunity to hit the trail and participate in the Paiute Trail Jamboree. Take off from downtown Maryville by ATV or UTV and ride the most famous destinations in the world. Explore Paiute County and discover the magic and beauty of the land where the rainbow ends.
The farmer awakes as night releases its grip on darkness. This will always be home. As farmers, we understand that there is beauty in this solitude, and we also know that there is power in working together. The Utah Farm Bureau has always been there to fight for the needs of its members. To this day, Farm Bureau is still providing insurance to Utah's hardworking farm families, as well as your family. Utah Farm Bureau members also enjoy other benefits of membership, with discount programs on items ranging from vehicles and ATVs to health and wellness. The membership fees aren't big, but the results are. We've been around since 1916, and we're not leaving anytime soon. Utah Farm Bureau. We work for those who work to feed the world.
I lived in Phoenix and then down in Orange County in California, and I met a small town girl and she brought me home. Just the smaller community that makes you feel like when you go somewhere you know everybody. You know, the sporting programs, the dance events, all these kinds of things, you run into people you know and that care about you and your family. And that makes it just a wonderful place to have little ones like this.
Isn't it time you found the balance you've been looking for? Uinta County, Utah.
Welcome back to The County Seat. We are talking today about county fairs, and we threw down the gauntlet at the commercial break to get some nice juicy secrets and details of the state and the county fairs. What behind the scenes would people just like to know about?
Well, you know, we have a lot of fun at the county fair. Some unexpected fun. One story that comes to mind is a few years ago, we had a magician come and do a show, and he fell through our stage. But he didn't lead on at all. Everybody thought it was part of the show. He finished the show. He was so good. Al Lampkin He finished the show, he come hobbling over and he said, I really need to go to the hospital. Why? Well, I fell through your stage. So he
thought it was a disappearing act.
Yeah, everybody thought it was part of the show. He just ad-libbed and went on with the show. That's what kind of great entertainers we have.
Judy, what about the state fair?
Well, you know, I think the best kept secret about the state fair is that people think they have to enter at their county level and win in order to come to the state fair, and that's not true. Anybody that creates anything that they're proud of and want to show off at the fair, we have a category for it. We even, in one of our departments, have a miscellaneous category, so I'm not sure you can get any more inclusive than that.
Brooks?
Well, at least what I like about our fair the most is just how affordable it is. As a community event and within the county, I love the fact that we can bring in a petting zoo and pony rides, and you can come and handle snakes or spiders, and this is all just open for you to come, for you to come and experience, and for free. You just come into the fair, and there's all kinds of options of things to do, and that's what I love about it, is that young families can come and not spend very much money and have some good experiences at the fair and just enjoy a community event.
What can people expect when they come to the Sevier County Fair?
Something fun for the whole family.
All right.
Have a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. Judy, what at the state level?
You know, and I would echo what Paula said. There is such a variety of things that we offer here. You know, if Dad wants to go watch the horse pull one night while Mom's looking at the quilts and the kids can go ride carnival rides, there really is something for everybody at fairs. You just have to get out and explore the grounds and look, and there's something there for everybody.
Brooks?
Well, I like the education aspect that we offer at the fair. You can come and see our animal acts. We have elephants, and we'll have tigers this year, and the performers give a nice educational background on the animals, and you get to learn something, and you also get to see them do tricks and things like that. So, and as far as the agricultural side, you can come and experience our roots and maybe gain that appreciation for where our food comes from. Whereas you may not have had that experience anywhere else, to kind of see where everything starts.
Particularly in an urban setting.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for watching. I hope this has whet your appetite, because it is county fair season. It's time for you to be out there going to your county fair. I'm throwing down the challenge to you. I'll see you there. We'll see you next week on the County Seat. Remember, if you want to share it with your friends, County Seat TV. That's countyseat.tv, and you can certainly look for us on Facebook. We'll see you next week on the County Seat.
Color, it's something that can be seen. But have you ever wanted to reach out and touch it? Experience it. In San Juan County, Utah, color comes to life like nowhere else on earth. Color can be more than an abstract. Color can be your gateway to a new world. Visit San Juan County and explore the past, present, and future in a way that you've only dreamed of. San Juan County. Color your experience.
If you like this video, then we invite you to subscribe to our channel, The County Seat. You can do that here. And we invite you to share with your friends. We also invite you to get all the latest up-to-date information by following us on our social media channels. And if all else fails, make sure that you watch The County Seat Sunday morning at 8:30 right here on ABC4.